every hour with work was another lesson learned from the inexhaustible Tex, even if he didn't approve of the way in which she'd put it to use. Life was good. Life was very, very good. Alone in the elevator, she pinched herself again just to make sure it was real and not one of those summertime daydreams she used to have on the rare occasions when Tex had allowed her to laze around down by the creek during breaks from school. When the elevator opened on the 32nd floor, Megan stepped off into chaos. The rapid expansion of her media interests had jammed the offices, but no one had the time to steal away to look at new space. Her realtor was at her wit's end. "Jasmine called again," her executive assistant said, as if to reiterate that fact as he trailed her into her office. "The penthouse floor over on Madison is going today, unless you get your tail over there to put in a higher bid." "Can I fit it in?" "No." "Can you?" "No, not unless you clone me." Megan stared, intrigued by the idea. "Can I do that?" "They did it on Guiding Light, but as a practical matter, I'd say no," Todd Winston said. Todd, with his all-American face and biceps to die for, had been an aspiring actor until Megan had gotten her hooks into him when he'd taken a temp job between acting roles. She'd turned him into an executive assistant, the ultimate yuppie, with his neatly trimmed brown hair, Oxford cloth button-down shirts, and trendy glasses that couldn't hide mysterious eyes the gray-green color of sage. She had a hunch he'd taken the job as an acting assignment and chosen his wardrobe and the glasses accordingly. She knew for a fact he could see better than she could, and her vision was 20/20. He still taped at least 3 daytime dramas at home every weekday and fast-forwarded through them in some sort of bizarre soap ritual every weekend. He claimed the women in his life loved it, and if it satisfied some deep-seated need in him and kept him working for her, Megan wasn't about to complain. Nor was she going to voice any disapproval of his tendency to discuss the storylines as if talking about old and dear friends. She had offered sympathy on more than one occasion, only to discover that the death in question had been scripted and filmed in a studio on the west side of Manhattan. "What do I tell Jasmine?" Todd asked. "To start looking for alternative space, then find a hole in my schedule and pencil her in sometime before the millennium." "I'll write it in pen," he countered. "Otherwise, you'll just erase it and write in something else. I will not listen to another one of that woman's perfectly justifiable tirades. You hired her to find new space so we wouldn't all be crawling over top of each other. The least you can do is look at what she finds." Megan grinned at his testiness. "I thought you enjoyed crawling all over the staff, especially Micah." Micah Richards was a bright, ambitious producer who was responsible for whipping Megan's TV production into shape in record time. With her close-cropped black hair, angular features, and long legs, she was stunningly beautiful in an unconventional way. Mere mention of her was enough to bring color to Todd's cheeks. "Micah's the kind of woman who'll slap me with a harassment suit if I sneeze in her general direction," he protested. "I do not crawl anywhere near her." "But you want to, don't you?" Todd gave her a jaundiced look. "My private yearnings are none of your concern." "Sure they are. It makes up for having absolutely none of my own." "I thought you had a date last night." "It was a business meeting," she countered emphatically. "No yearning involved." "How many so-called business meetings does that make with Peter? Your finances must be very complicated if you need to see your accountant that often." That was the trouble with an efficient assistant. He knew her habits all too well. "Do I pay you to keep tabs on my social life?" "You pay me to keep tabs on everything." "True enough," she acknowledged, but only to herself. "Okay, then. Tell me what's on the agenda for today." Todd ticked off a daunting schedule that was already